Well, Carling, it is so good to talk to you again and see you through another big break. It's coming down to the wire. You had a great day, finished in style with immunity, had the save send card, off to the spa. Tell us about that day.
Oh, I felt really good when I woke up because I was in the top 5. And at that point, you've kind of proven that you've done something on the show. And you kind of walk around with a little swagger in your step. And when I got to the first challenge, it was a short game challenge. And for some reason, that week, I felt really good over short game shots, chipping, putting, whatever. And so I thought I was going to do really well in the challenge, and I stepped up and just went bam, 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 1, 2, 3, 3 points, and I win.
Yeah, and you did it. It was amazing. Actually, at one point, when your ball spun back into the circle, Taryn said that she was scared of you inside 100 yards, and then you ended up saving her. So that was kind of an interesting combination of hearing her say that, and then shortly thereafter you save her and off you go to the spa. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting thing. And you know, that first shot was so into the wind. I mean, we had a 20-mile-per-hour wind in our face for the 100-yard shot. So everybody was coming up a little short, and I decided just to hit the back of the green and hopefully let that baby come back, and it worked out well for me.
Yeah.
They actually they set out like the whole morning to do that challenge. They thought it was going to take us a while, like 3 or 4 rounds of all the different places for someone to get 3 points. And then I got all 3, and they were like, all right, let's all go to the beach.
Off to the spa. Well, I have to ask you about what you were wearing. That was a loudmouth skirt, wasn't it?
That was Loudmouth.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with all the guys over there at Loudmouth Golf Radio, and they gave me a few skirts.
Yeah, well,
just this season to wear.
it looked fabulous. And I was curious because I know how careful the Golf Channel is about showing brands other than those of their sponsors. And I've seen tape on people's gloves. I've seen tape on people's T-shirts or golf shirts. So seeing you wear that, everybody knows it's Loudmouth. It doesn't even need to have a brand. So they automatically get some advertising, which is great. But I've seen you with Sassy gloves on as well. And how'd you get away with that?
Well, what they did with the logos is you had to cover any logo of a company that sells golf clubs.
Okay.
So Sassy Golf doesn't sell golf clubs.
Okay.
Because Adams Golf is the main sponsor, so they couldn't have any competing sponsors on there. So if you had somebody in there that you just you had their stuff, then in an in-sell golf club, you were fine.
Okay.
So I was fine with Sassy Golf.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I was just wondering because I love Sassy gloves myself, so it was cool to see you wearing
I don't know. You know, it was like a 30-page contract, and I'm still confused on the rules, but I think I made it okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you did just fine. So, well, you ended up choosing Taryn after being immune, and obviously people think, okay, you chose her because you think you can beat her. I'm really curious, though, you're coming down to the wire, why you didn't choose the send card and send Sarah home. Or send Sarah to elimination, I should say.
Oh, I think you can tell on there. I wanted to send her so bad. I've gotten a little bit of comments from her. She's doing really well. I'm thinking she's the one to go. I'm definitely going to get her there. But then I started looking at it a little bit closer, and if I saved somebody, she's got a 1 in 3 shot of going to elimination anyway. And solid players there. I know Seema had been struggling, but Lily was doing really well. So I thought, I'm going to save someone who I think I can beat in finals. And, and I think it's going to be a win-win situation. And it was, because Sarah did end up going to elimination anyway.
And it wasn't, a done deal. She had to work for that. I mean, Seema came, very close to doing extremely well there. I actually thought halfway through the elimination, oh my goodness, Sarah might be going home. And then, just at the end there was some tough times for Seema, and she didn't come through. But what did you think about when you got to see it for the first time last night, watching that whole elimination challenge?
It's always really interesting to watch it because I feel like I know everything on the big break, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is something I haven't seen before. And you're right. I thought that the Golf Channel did a good job with their editing because it looked like Sarah was going to smoke everybody. And then all of a sudden, she really started to struggle in her first match against Seema. Long shot, hit it up to 4 feet, and like she said, a 4-footer on the big break is like a 10-footer in real life.
Yes.
So I was kind of watching her shake a little bit, which was surprising. I wish I would have been there, then I know that she wasn't totally made of steel. And You know, I thought that Lily played solid. She looks like she doesn't let anything get to her. She's not involved in any of the drama or any of this mess. She just goes out and she just respectfully plays good golf.
Mm-hmm.
And Seema looked like she was about to hit her peak too.
Mm-hmm.
Started to hit some good shots. Started to make some good rolls on the putting green, and I think she just barely ran out of time.
Yeah, it was interesting. You did say actually at the show, you said when Sarah was up and her ball ran through the green, you mentioned that you thought she looked a little frazzled that day. So, that as soon as I heard that, and then we saw the elimination, I went, uh-oh, was that a prediction?
Everyone had good days and bad days. For some reason, right at the breakfast table, you can tell when someone was in the mood to go out there and do their best and have a great day. And some people woke up and they were like, "Where's the coffee? I need this and I need that, and this is unfair." And like everybody had their day where they were just frazzled.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every day that person always went to elimination.
Isn't that funny how it's the mental side of the game that really can affect the physical side as well? And but at the end of the day, Sarah closed off strongly and Seema struggled. But when they showed Lily with the wind breaking her umbrella, that just showed how difficult the conditions are, even though it looks like bright, sunny paradise.
I loved that scene, by the way. The expression on her face was just priceless, like a little kid, really. Yeah. But you're right, though, because when you're watching the show, it doesn't look like the conditions are all that bad. Like, oh, yeah, there's a breeze going here or there, and then all of a sudden her umbrella flips, like, inside out, and someone's hat flies into the ocean, and you're like, okay, it looks definitely tougher. And that's why when we had those pitch shots in the beginning, like I said, everyone was leaving them short because we had that huge gust from the wind coming right at us. You just couldn't judge anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it definitely it was a shock to see how people came up so short, but then, like you say, when you see the wind later, you go, aha, that makes a lot of sense now. Well, Lily certainly was strong during the whole show, and that clutch putt that she made in the second play with Sarah was something that showed some real stamina to hold in there and stay in there. So she looks like she's somebody to be watched coming into the final rounds here.
Yeah, I think that Lily kind of started off very steady. She didn't really do a lot of bad things, wasn't doing anything impressive at all. And then all of a sudden, right about this last week and this week, and I just feel like her game looks like it's sharpening up a little bit. Like she's finally getting into her groove on the big break, and this time especially, and she looked, confident over her shots, and all of a sudden it was, I noticed when we were in top four, I was like, not only, there's Sara Brown, who I have to compete with, but I was like, this Lily character, she's not going to be easy, to take down either.
Yeah, I think she does seem to be getting stronger, so yeah, that makes life a little bit more interesting. Well, we're, only a few shows left, and I'm excited to watch it. Anything you want to close with today about the show that I didn't ask you? Hey, how was the spa?
No, you didn't ask me how the spa
How was the
was?
spa?
It was wonderful, actually. I always say this, I would dig ditches, if I just get immunity. You don't have to give me anything special. Just let me go on to the next show. But we got to go home, take a nap, get refreshed, and we felt good the next day waking up. So, I don't know. I hate to say, but it's maybe a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, well, as you said, the women wake up frazzled, and it shows in the rest of their day. Well, after this spa treatment, you and Taryn must have been feeling really good the next day. So we look forward to watching next week's show and see how the effect that had. So that's great. Well, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Carling, and you have a great time in Pennsylvania.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.